is my first video. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on it. I just been, busy with the whole parenting thing. So a while back I've asked on my Instagram a couple questions about my pregnancy and how did it go, how did I feel, So today I'm finally gonna answer them for all those first time moms, for all those moms that want to see other people's labor and delivery, I want to say. So yeah, so today I'm gonna make this video for you guys, so stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. So I've got a lot of questions here from my labor and my delivery, so I'm just gonna answer them as best as I can. It's been 4 months, so bear with me because it's gonna take some time to remember everything about my labor. Well, I remember everything, but still. Okay, so my first question was, what was my reaction and what was the father's reaction when we found out? Okay, so my reaction was basically I already knew I was pregnant at the time because I was feeling, I wasn't feeling like woozy.
Oh, woozy, yeah!
I was basically eating pickles a lot. I had a craving for pickles. He was very sick. Not a lot of dads get sick, but he was like throwing up and stuff like that. And at the time my boobs were hurting really bad. It wasn't really bad, but they were hurting. So I kind of knew that I was. So it didn't really, it was planned basically. So I knew. How often did I get morning sickness and how did I suppress it? Okay, so with me, I really didn't get morning sickness. Like I said, her dad had all the sickness and stuff like that. Like with me, I really wasn't sick. Like I get nauseous from certain, like when we go out to eat, he would always order when we went to this breakfast spot, he always ordered this pork chop, and I honestly didn't like the smell of it, so I had to tell him, I don't like it. I don't like the smell, literally gagging. That smell, it just didn't sit right with me, and it really made my stomach hurt. The smell was ugh. But after going into my second trimester, it really didn't faze me like that anymore. So when did I find out I was pregnant? I found out I was pregnant. Well, when did we find out we were pregnant? We found out we were pregnant on July 24th. I kept taking pregnancy tests that whole month of July. My ovulation was on July 4th. So, firecrackers. Yeah. So on July 24th, that was when I actually found out I was pregnant. I kept taking pregnancy tests, and they'd be like faint, second line. So yeah, that was the actual day we found out I was pregnant. So yeah, what was it like finding out the gender? I already had a feeling I was gonna have a girl. Anytime, that saying, people be like, oh, don't say what you want because it'll be the opposite. Yeah, I didn't do that. Anytime somebody asks me, I'll just be like, a healthy baby. Her dad wanted a boy, so I feel like that's what contributed to that. He wanted a boy, and I was like, well, at this point, I don't really care what I have. I just want a healthy baby. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, I want a girl, I want a girl, I want a girl. So when we went there, the day of the ultrasound, mind you, we were supposed to get an ultrasound 2 weeks back. And they kept postponing it. Like, we were going to go to Bye Bye Baby and get an ultrasound. It was too much. So we was just like, okay, we'll wait, and we're gonna do a gender reveal and all that, but we didn't do it because they took our time. So when we went in, they was like, do you guys want to know now, or do you guys want to put it in envelopes? We're like, no, we want to know now, because at this point, y'all doing too much. We been waiting weeks, so don't do that. So she was like doing the little ultrasound or whatever, and she went down to the private part, and I'm like, them balls? And she was like, no, it's a girl. And I started crying. He was like happy, but I know he wanted that boy. I know he did. And she was like, I'm gonna just go over it one more time, because she like turned. So she was like, I'm gonna go over it one more time, and we're gonna check again just to make sure it was a girl. So I got what I wanted. He was just like, you know what, it's whatever, it's still my baby, stuff like that. So how was it like to feel the first heartbeat and kick? So the heartbeat part, it was emotional. Like, it's just like you have another human growing inside of you, you know? So it's just like, dang, I'm actually growing this inside of me. Like, is this real? Like, and as far as the kicks, I can't say what he experienced from the kicks, like on his behalf, but on my behalf, it was heartwarming. Like, you actually have something moving inside of you, and you know it's gonna be a part of you. Like, when I felt that first kick, I was like,
wait a minute.
Hold on now. And then like I look down and I can like see it, like the baby moving. I'm like, oh. So it is really an experience, a heartwarming experience to feel and see the heart beating and see the baby moving and feel the baby moving. It's very heartwarming. And my pregnancy really hit me. My pregnancy really hit me my 3rd trimester, when I started having my Braxton Hicks, you know, going through stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, mentally preparing myself, physically preparing myself, emotionally preparing myself, because I'm gonna have what was growing inside of me out in the world. So it was just like, I'm gonna be a mom any day. Like, this is really happening. And it was just overwhelming to think that I'm really gonna have a child. Like, damn. Was I emotional, or how did I feel throughout the whole process? I was very emotional. Cried about the littlest things. If he took one of my chicken nuggets, I'm crying. Ate one of my fries, I'm crying. I walked my dog and I stepped in dog poop and I cried. I cried. He was at work and I was crying because I couldn't get it off my shoe. Like, I was just crying. And every little thing made me cry. Like, every little thing. If I didn't have enough soap, taking a shower, I'm crying. If I didn't, what was another one? If I order something and it wasn't what I expected, I'm crying. But I'm still gonna eat it. I'm just crying. Who came up with the name? Her dad came up with her first name, London. I came up with her middle name, Amari. So London, Amari, and then Johnson. How did my parents, siblings, family react to me being pregnant? When I first told my mom, she didn't believe it. She was like, show me the pregnancy test, stuff like that. Showed it to her. It was like the second line was kind of faint, but you can still tell that it was a positive. Her dad was excited from the jump. That's just no question about it. He was excited from the jump. My grandmother, she was excited. Yeah. It was a lot of people that was excited. They was just shocked because it was like, dang. But yeah, my brother was shocked. A baby. A lot of people were shocked because they didn't really expect me to get pregnant. But I got pregnant, and him, in regards to his family, the only person I know and heard was his mom. He was like, so, I wouldn't say scared, but he was just like standoffish with telling his mom. And at the time, I was on the phone and with him, and my mom was home, and she was like, do you want me to tell her, or are you going to tell her? He was like, I'll tell her. So I guess he had three-way, and he was like so nervous to tell her. He was like, Mom, Shay pregnant. It was funny, but it was just like a part you cannot forget. Like, everything that happens with pregnancy, labor, all that, you cannot forget because it's like precious moments in your life. You cannot forget it. Jumping into my labor. How long was my labor? My labor was 12 hours. I went to labor at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had her 4:28, 4:29 that afternoon. So it really went by fast. Like, I dilated fast. They broke my water fast, all that stuff. Everything went by fast. When did I start to show? I started showing when I was, I want to say 4 months, 5 months. I'm really skinny, so she wasn't really showing like that up until that time. But yeah. Did I have epidural or a natural? I got an epidural. I wasn't finna go through that. I wasn't finna do that. No. Because when I got there and them contractions was coming,
Going back to back.
I was like, oh no. And they was taking a precious time trying to get me back to a room. Hurry up, ma'am, because at this point I'm clenching onto the bed sheets. Like, that's just how bad it hurted. And they was like, do you want an epidural? Yes. That's not even no question. I can't even handle period cramps. And y'all gonna ask me, do I want an epidural? Yes. Don't even. Put it in the bag. Period. Who was in the delivery room with me? And based on, pretty sure y'all know about this whole coronavirus. It was just me and her dad. That was just the only people in the room that could be in the room. Like, I didn't have my mom, he didn't have his mom, we didn't have no family. So it was just, at the time with the whole coronavirus thing, they wouldn't let nobody, be in the room because you never know, like, who had it, stuff like that. But when I was like kind of starting pushing, like I FaceTime my mom, he FaceTime his mom, so it was just like, you know, encouragement. And then once she started to really come out, they was like, okay, put the phones up, let's go, let's get it, we got this, do that. So it was an experience, but at the same time it was just hard, because, you know, even though they weren't there, they were there, but it's like wanted them to be in the room, but they were there. How was my labor and my delivery? Like I said, it was fast. As soon as I got in the hospital, I was 3 centimeters. They took me back and they put me in epidural going on. I dilated fast, like really fast. So they came and checked me. I was 4 centimeters. They put me on a peanut ball, you know, the peanut ball. With the peanut ball, it made me dilate fast. So I was 5. The lady came and checked me again. I was 6. They broke my water. After that, I was 8. When the doctor came in, it was ready to go. Like, it was time to go. I was already 10 centimeters. So it went by fast. It honestly did. And I'm kind of glad it didn't go on for hours and hours and hours. But she was ready to come out. Did I have any complications with my delivery? I did not. Everything went by smooth, fast. I was comfortable, laughing. Like, he kept telling me jokes and stuff. So it was just the only thing, I couldn't eat. Like, I wanted to eat. I didn't eat that whole morning, so I was hungry, very hungry. It didn't hurt. I don't know. My body was so numb. Like, getting to the hospital without the epidural, I was having back contractions. That was probably about the only thing that was sending me in pain. But other than that, I did not feel anything. Like, when I was pushing, they had to turn my epidural down because I could not feel myself pushing. So they had to turn it down, and then they had let me wait a couple so I can feel a little bit of contractions. And when I started, you know, feeling like a pinch, then that's when they were like, okay, well, can you feel this one? And I was like, a little bit. Then it was time for me to push, because I honestly didn't feel myself and couldn't feel myself pushing. So they had to turn my epidural down and stuff. What was my method for getting through labor? My method for getting through labor, honestly, I didn't have one. I had an anxiety attack because, you know, I didn't know what to expect. So, like, he just kept me calm, and he was just like, we're gonna do this. He prayed and stuff like that. So it was honestly having that to, you know, calm me down, because I was very frantic. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know, you know, anything, because I was just overjoyed, but at the same time nervous and scared. That answers that question. Was I scared? I was scared. I was scared because I didn't know, you know, what was gonna happen or anything. But like, once my doctor came in, he started talking to me and stuff like that. You know, you got this, and it'll be over before you know it. And it was. So, did I breastfeed? I tried breastfeeding in the hospital. I just didn't like the feeling. It hurted. I had a scab. Like, I'd rather just, you know, give you the bottle and just go about that. So no, I did not breastfeed. How did I get ready to become a mom? How did I get ready? Basically, I did a lot of nesting, rewashing clothes that I'd already washed, stuff like that, you know, putting all her clothes up, packing her bag, putting together, you know, her swing and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that, getting ready, watching birthing videos, and, you know, just this simple stuff, you know. What was something that I wished I have known before giving birth? Oh, before and after birth. Before, I wish I would have known that contractions are one heck. They hurt. After, I honestly don't wish I've known anything, because like I said, I've watched a lot of videos about people having their kids, you know, watching a lot of postpartum videos, you know, after they have their kids and what they go through and stuff like that. So it really didn't affect me, really, in regards to that. How was my pregnancy? My pregnancy, I'm not even gonna lie, it was a roller coaster. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a roller coaster. My pregnancy was a roller coaster. It really was. Some parts I enjoyed, some parts was just like, really? And at the time, I was working at a call center, taking flights, booking flights, canceling flights, hotels, all that stuff. So it's just like, I was overwhelmed. People calling in with an attitude and stuff like that. So that overwhelmed me. A lot of stuff overwhelmed me. And towards the end, I just was ready to get her out of me. Because being emotional, I was very emotional. Every little thing was just me crying. So, like I said, it was a roller coaster. How does it feel to be a mom? It is wonderful. I love my baby. Everybody loves her, right? Even though she's 4 months, she has an attitude already. Like, that girl, everybody keeps saying she get it from me, but I don't think she get it from me, because I don't know. What did I look forward to the most in becoming a mom? The love, the everlasting love of a child. You know, some people just have babies just to have babies and just kick them to the side. Like, no. I love my baby to death. So it was just the love of loving somebody else, and, you know, being there for somebody that know you're gonna be that person that they look up to. So it was just the love, really, like the everlasting love. How has it changed me as a person? Being a mother is joy. Like, it just brings you so much joy and so much love, so much everything. It's just, I wouldn't change it for the world, because that is my baby. She means everything to me. So I wouldn't trade her for the world at all. Period. That's my baby. That's my rock. She makes me go harder to be there for her, be there for myself, be stronger